In the military personnel system, soldiers are serviced by two separate yet equally important groups. Levy, who briefs and publishes the orders for the soldiers to PCS, and the out processing section, who helps them clear the installation. These are their briefings. Welcome to your Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield CONUS online levy briefing. All soldiers who are on assignment to a new stateside duty location, or CONUS, are required to complete this online levy briefing. Soldiers who are on assignment to an overseas duties location, or OCONUS, to include Alaska and Hawaii, will be required to physically attend a levy briefing. For information concerning your OCONUS levy briefing scheduling, please contact your Unit S1. During this briefing, you will learn what you will need to do in order to complete your PCS and relocate to your next permanent duty station, as instructed by your assignment manager. Moving can be a stressful time for you and your family, and the goal of this briefing and the agencies involved are to help you and your family have a smooth transition to your new duty station. This briefing will provide information from the following listed agencies. This briefing will also cover the following topics: reassignment requirements, sponsorship, early reporting, deletion and deferment requests, temporary duty en route, Married Army Couples Program, compassionate reassignments, distribution of your orders, and amendments. All soldiers are responsible for fulfilling the requirements of their assignment instructions to include service time remaining on contract, security clearances, medical readiness, required training, a government travel charge card, and sponsorship requirements. The Total Army Sponsorship Program, or TASP. It is your individual responsibility to ensure that you have a sponsor prior to signing out of the installation. Sponsorship is mandatory for all soldiers E1 through E6, Warrant Officer 1 to CW2, and O1 through O3. All others are optional. If you are not in the mandatory tier, do not initiate a DA Form 5434 in the Army Career Tracker, or ACT, unless you are requesting a sponsor. Once initiated, all actions below on the slide must be completed. Please take a moment to read the bullets. Reminder, you must have a sponsor assigned and verifiable on your DA Form 5434 or have an exception to policy DA Form 4187 signed by your brigade commander and a copy of your ESAT training completion before you're allowed to final out from the installation. The ESAT and ATARS training links are on the Levy Briefing webpage. Early reporting. If you re-enlist for reassignment, the request must be submitted through your retention NCO or career counselor. If early reporting is not authorized, you can request early reporting in 30-day increments, but not to exceed 60 days by submitting a DA Form 4187 through your S1. If you are authorized early reporting, your chain of command has the discretion to reduce the amount of early report you may take. You cannot sign into your new duty station before your report date unless you have early reporting authorized on your PCS orders. Deletion and deferment requests. If you have re-enlisted for this assignment and you need a deletion or deferment, stop. You must see your retention office first. Otherwise, using a DA Form 4187 along with supporting documentation through your Battalion S1, it will be submitted. If the commander recommends approval, the request is forwarded through the colonel or 06 level chain of command to the Human Resource Command, or HRC. If within 30 days of assignment notification or as soon as the determination is made that the deletion or deferment is needed, whichever occurs first, the request flows through the MPD or Military Personnel Division. Requests submitted after 30 days due to unforeseen circumstances will not be rejected. However, they must include an explanation of the circumstances that resulted in a late submission and then are submitted to the Brigade S1 to HRC. If a disqualifying factor can be resolved within 120 days of the report month, then a deferment rather than a deletion should be requested. Remember to continue with the reassignment process until the action has been completed. Temporary duty en route. The TDY option form must be completed by the service member who are scheduled in ATARS for a TDY en route and who are authorized movement of family as stated in your PCS orders. There are 4 options. Option 1 is I elect to return to the PDS or your current duty station upon completion of TDY to prepare your dependents. Option 2, clear the current installation, CONUS or OCONUS duty station, and travel to the new CONUS duty station. Sign in and settle your family members. Option 3, elect to return to present duty station upon completion of TDY to move dependents who live on a local economy. Or option 4, I elect to clear the current permanent duty station prior to departing at TDY and move my dependents to the TDY location. Please take the time to read all the details on this slide. Married Army Couples Program. When a soldier enrolled in the MACP is considered for reassignment, the other soldiers automatically considered for assignment to the same location or area. Enrollment in the MACP only guarantees joint domicile assignment consideration. It does not guarantee that couple will be assigned together. Favorable consideration for JD assignment will depend on a valid requisition in the same area for both soldiers and is subject to the needs of the Army. If one soldier is considered for assignment and the other soldier does not have sufficient time remaining to ETS for an assignment and does not reenlist or extend, the provisions of MACP do not apply. Married Army couples that do not enroll in MACP indicated that JD assignments are not desired. Therefore, this cannot be used as a basis to request deletion from the assignment. Assignment instructions for each member will indicate whether or not a joint assignment is approved. Once all of your required documents have been received by the reassignment section completely and accurately filled out, they will send your PCS orders via email to your military email account and your Brigade S1 mailbox within 5 business days, but no earlier than 180 days prior to your report date. Amendments. You are responsible for informing the reassignment section of any changes in your assignment, such as a change in report date, adding or removing dependents, government travel charge card status change, or TDY. Send all your requests for amendments to the email address listed on the slide or on the Levy briefing page. The Defense Military Pay Office, your PCS entitlements. This briefing will provide information on the following topics: dislocation allowance, or DLA, temporary lodging expenses, or TLE, per diem entitlements and rates, travel advance, advance of basic pay, basic allowance for housing, or BAH, personally procured moves, PPM, or formerly called DIDI moves, and clearing. Dislocation allowance, or DLA. DLA is to assist to frame the cost of relocating authorized dependents. Soldiers with dependents are entitled to DLA. This authorization to relocate dependents must be included on your orders. For dual military members, this authorization varies based upon the PCS orders. Single E5s are not entitled to DLA unless they're being assigned to a recruiting command. You need to submit a copy of your PCS orders with a completed DD Form 1351-2 with your gaining finance office. If you are a government travel charge card or GTCC cardholder, you cannot request advanced DLA. Temporary lodging expenses, or TLE. TLE is an allowance intended to partially reimburse members for lodging and meal expenses incurred by the member or dependents while occupying temporary lodging in CONUS in association with their PCS move. TLE is authorized at the old PDS and is limited to up to 10 days for CONUS to CONUS PCS and only 5 days at the losing duty station for CONUS to OCONUS PCSs. TLE claims must be submitted to your gaining finance office. The following documents are needed when submitting your TLE claim: your original lodging receipt, itemized, detailed with a zero balance, a copy of your PCS orders complete, front back with amendments, and a DD Form 1351-2 travel voucher. No advances are authorized for this entitlement. Per diem. Per diem is the daily amount for expenses of meals, lodging, or mileage incurred while traveling for a PCS move. Please pay attention to the slide as the rates per travel day do change and will be updated on a recurring basis. Advanced travel pay. If you are a government travel charge card or GTCC holder, you cannot request an advance for travel. This includes DLA. The GTCC must be used for all PCS travel-related expenses. Travel advances will be paid at 80% of PCS travel allowances for per diem and mileage. DLA is paid at 100%. The advance request form with completed set of orders, amendments, and DA Form 31 with leave control number and signed by the company commander can be submitted up to 20 days prior to your sign-out date. Advance pay will be calculated based on the mode of travel and dependent information provided on the advance request form. All payments are processed by DFAS Rome and will be paid directly into your account. Advance of basic pay. Members may request 1 month of basic pay minus taxes, deductions, allotments, and other debts to meet extraordinary expenses incident to a government-ordered relocation. It is intended to assist with the out-of-pocket expenses not typical of day-to-day military living that proceed or exceed reimbursements incurred in a member's change of duty locations. The expenses must relate to PCS costs not covered by other advance payments. There is travel advance, DLA, or DITY payments. They can be requested from losing installation, en route, or at the gaining installation. Submit your advance pay request at DD Form 2560, a DA Form 31 with the leave control number and the company commander's signature and your PCS orders. The advance will be deposited within 72 to 96 hours once the payment is released by DMPO. For soldiers E6 and above, you need to itemize only required for single soldiers. Commander's signature is not required unless requesting proration exceeding 12 months. For married soldiers E5 and below, itemization is not required and must have the commander's signature. For single soldiers E5 and below, only authorized if assigned to recruiting command. It must be itemized, must have the commander's signature, and per Army Regulation 37-104-4, you must justify the expenses. Please look at the example on the slide. Basic Allowance for Housing, or BAH. BAH is paid at the losing duty station rate until the day before signing into your gaining duty station for all members. Balfour Beatty is privatized housing paid through your allotment. Balfour Beatty will stop the housing allotment effective the date you clear your quarters. Please confirm your refund date with Balfour Beatty. Personally Procured Moves, or PPM, formerly known as Do-It-Yourself or Diddy Moves. Transportation only will process your PPM or Diddy Move settlement and or advance claims. Transportation will provide the needed information and or documentation in order for the PPM claim to be paid through DFAS Rome. Clearing. To clear finance, you do not need an appointment. You may clear finance up to 72 hours prior to your departure date. Please make sure you have the following with you: your PCS orders with any and all amendments, and a DA Form 31 leave form with a leave control number. Block 10B on the DA Form 31 should match your report date at the gaining installation. If early report is authorized, the end date on DA Form 31, Block 10B, cannot be prior to the earliest authorized report date. Fort Stewart Transportation Branch. Your household goods shipment. In order to arrange for shipment of your household goods, all service members must self-counsel and perform the following once they receive their orders to facilitate the household good pickup. Go to www.move.mil or the web address listed on the slide. Register or log into the Defense Personal Property System, or DPS. Make your transportation arrangements. Print out and sign the DD forms generated by DPS. And after completing your self-counseling, bring a copy of your PCS orders with any and all amendments, the DD Form 1299 and DD Form 1797, to the Transportation Office. At Fort Stewart, it's located on 55 Pony Soldier Avenue, Building 253, on the second floor, room 2004. At Hunter Army Airfield, it is located at 171 Haley Avenue, Building 1286, room 229. You must schedule your pack dates within 7 to 10 business days after you self-counsel. Good point. Upon receipt of your PCS orders, come in to see them. Spouses will require a power of attorney, or POA, to submit paperwork and question status of any and all shipments. Sorry, no exceptions. Getting a flight. The use of a government commercial travel office, or CTO, is mandatory when purchasing tickets for official travel. Failure to use a CTO when obtaining tickets for official travel may result in the soldier not being reimbursed. If you are a GTCC card holder, the GTCC must be used to purchase your plane tickets. Make sure that an individual billed account, or IBA card, is active and placed in mission critical status. Commercial flights, the requirement to book flights, you must visit our office at least 10 days prior to your report date. And soldiers and family members must have at least one copy of PCS and TDY orders. Belford Beatty Community, or BBC. All soldiers assigned to Belford Beatty Community Housing must clear BBC in order to receive a clearing stamp. The soldier or designated POA holder must come into the Community Management Office to complete a 30 to 60-day notice to vacate. Please check your lease agreement. It is requested that prior to coming to the office, you arrange for transportation for packing and pickup dates of your household goods. A pre-inspection and final inspection appointment will be scheduled when scheduling your 30-day notice. The sponsor or designated POA holder must come to the Community Management Office to reschedule or schedule or cancel appointments. These options cannot be handled by telephone. For off-post rental property, submit a termination notice in writing to your property manager 30 days prior to termination, and attach a copy of your orders. And also, don't forget to schedule your pre and final inspection. The lease contract will be terminated under the military clause 30 days after notice is given. Ensure all debt has been cleared with the property manager. Please provide a forwarding address to your property manager. Your deposit can be held up to 30 days after you move out. Relocation services from Army Community Services, or ACS. Army Community Service Relocation Readiness Program is here to help you with a comprehensive support system, whether it's your first move or the last of many. We have all kinds of information and resources to help you and your family navigate your next military move. First stop should be your local ACS Family Center to meet with a Relocation Readiness Program Manager who can get you started. Please call us at 912-767-5058. Services that are offered are lending closet, pre- and post-relocation counseling, relocation site packet requests, Hearts Apart and foreign-born spouse socials, total Army sponsorship training, local, and overseas briefings. The Financial Readiness Program. The Army Community Service Financial Readiness Program is here to provide education, counseling, and support services, whether it's your first move or the last of many. They provide information and resources to help you and your family navigate your next military move. Your first stop should be your local ACS Family Center to meet with a Financial Readiness Program Manager who can get you started. Please call 912-767-5058. Listed below on the slide is a list of services. However, soldiers and family members are encouraged to address any financial concerns with the Financial Readiness Program Manager. The Exceptional Family Member Program. Since 1986, in accordance with Army Regulation 608-75, it is mandatory for soldiers to enroll DEERS enrolled family members with special medical or educational needs into the Exceptional Family Member Program, or EFMP. The EFMP is intended to assist the military in ensuring services are available for family members when a soldier is transferred to a new duty station. Services offered for families enrolled in the EFMP are information and referral, advocacy support, family activities for EFMP families, education, respite care, systems navigation, links to civilian agencies and support groups. Please give them a call at 912-767-5058 or 5059. Here is a list of the items that you will need to have hand carried to your next duty station. Copies of the IEP or IFSP for each dependent child enrolled in school or EDIS. Copies of school transcripts and records for each dependent enrolled in school. Copies of medical records for yourself and dependents. And the medication and medical supplies to meet your family's needs until arrival in the new community, at least 90 days worth. To clear ACS EFMP, go to Building 86. No appointment is necessary. Soldiers with family members enrolled in EFMP must complete the EFMP out-processing packet. EFMP staff will conduct the needs assessment to determine any additional support or needs for the family members at the gaining installation. And the EFMP office will forward the soldier's out-processing packet to the gaining installation. Out-processing and PCS pre-clearing. Pre-clearing through Fort Stewart out-processing section allows you to be inputted into the Installation Support Module, or ISM. By doing so, this allows installation agencies on Fort Stewart and Hunter to pre-clear you prior to receiving your ICPs and reduces the number of agencies you will have to clear in person. To pre-clear, your S1 is required to send an email with the below listed information to the email address also on the screen within 20 days of the start of your PCS leave. You and your S1 will receive a response with the date to pick up installation clearance papers and the date you will be final out. PCS Installation Clearing Papers, or ICP, requirements. ICPs are issued Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 0845 in the Soldier Service Center, Building 253, Room 1049. Briefing doors will close promptly at 0900. You must be in uniform. ICPs are issued 14 calendar days prior to PCS leave start. The following documents are required to receive your ICPs. Your unit's clearance papers, a DA Form 137-1, and they don't need to be completed. Your PCS orders and any amendments, 8 copies of them. A draft copy of your DA Form 31, or your leave form, and your DA Form 5434 sponsorship assignment form. For sponsorship, when you arrive to pick up your ICPs, your DA Form 5434 must be completely filled out. Section 3, the gaining unit/activity information is not complete. You will be able to pick up your ICPs, but you will not be allowed to final out until Section 3 is completed by the gaining unit or sponsor, or you have an exception to policy ETP DA Form 4187 signed by your brigade commander. This concludes the online levy brief for CONUS. Please remember to print your certificate and take it with all required documentation to your Battalion S1.